A very good afternoon. You're watching Lunchtime News on TV1. I'm Tarusha Kumar Singh. We have a packed bulletin lined up for you. The highest number of COVID-19 cases from Sri Lanka was reported last night, and the debate on the Port City Economic Commission bill is taking place in Parliament today as well. But just before that, let's take a look at your headlines this afternoon.
Vote on the Port City Economic Commission bill today. SJB staged silent protest against Port City bill.
මේ පනත ඉදිරි කාලයේදී අපේ රජයක් තුල වෙනස් කරලා රටේ ස්වෛරී භාවය බහුමික අඛණ්ඩතාවය ජයග්‍රහණය කරවන්නට අපි අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම කටයුතු කරනවා.
3 million doses of the Sinopharm vaccine to be brought down next month. Shammi Silva re-elected as chairman of the SLC.
On to your top story this afternoon, Sri Lanka recorded the highest daily tally of the new COVID-19 cases yesterday, with over 3,000 positive infections detected in the country. The Department of Government Information said 3,623 new COVID-19 cases were reported yesterday. Of the total cases detected yesterday, 3,591 are from the New Year cluster, and the remaining 32 are those who returned from overseas and tested positive for the coronavirus. Thereby, the total number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in Sri Lanka are now at 151,343. In the meantime, the Director General of Health Services yesterday confirmed that 36 deaths were reported in the country due to the COVID-19 virus between the 6th and the 19th of May. This is the highest number of COVID-19 deaths confirmed in a single day in the country. Accordingly, the COVID-19 death toll in Sri Lanka has climbed to 1,051. As of today, there are 27,925 active COVID-19 patients receiving treatment, while 122,367 have recovered. In more local news from here at home, the Samagijana. Meanwhile, the Lawyers Association of the National People's Power Movement accused the government of trying to pass the Port City bill by deceiving the Mahasangha and professionals in the country.
රටේ පුරවැසියා දන්නවද මොනවද ඒ සංශෝධන මොනවද ඒ ඉදිරිපත් කරන ලද යෝජනා මේ රටේ.
Do the citizens of the country know about the amendments? What was proposed? The citizens of this country are not aware of any of these. Today is the final day of the debate. They have included this in the agenda and they are going to pass the bill into law today. We would like to question as to if the Mahanayaka Theros in the country and the professionals know this. The entire judicial structure of the country has been shut down. We received a communique yesterday that courts will not function until the 4th of June. These attorneys cannot go to court for nearly a month. But this government is attempting to pass into law a bill that affects the sovereignty of this country in a mighty hurry. None of the citizens in the country are aware of these amendments proposed by the Supreme Court. Therefore, there is no time for any discussions. Some call this bill the Farzana Jamil bill because the Attorney General's department included so many amendments to this bill. So we have one request. Holding the debate in Parliament today is all right, but do not pass this bill into law today. If you pass this bill today, it will become a national crime.
මේ පනත අද සම්මත කරන්න එපා. අද සම්මත කරොත් ඒක ජාතික අපරාධයක් බවට ඒක පත් වෙනවා.
Drawing your attention as to what transpired in Parliament yesterday, Samagijana Balawega MP Kabir Hashim had a heated exchange with State Minister Sita Arambepola in Parliament yesterday.
I remember you speaking at a meeting and saying that the country must be protected by those who kneel at the might of dollars. You also read out this poem.
සටනක් අගසිතන එය මග හරින්න එපා. පරගති බසට රට උගසට දෙන්න එපා. දේශීය පණයි පණ නසලන්න ඉඩ දෙන්න එපා.
ඔව් ගරු අමාත්‍යතුමනි.
එදත් අදත් හෙටත් මේ රටේ ඒකීය භාවය වෙනුවෙන් මේ රටේ අනාගතය වෙනුවෙන් අපි පිළි හිටිනවා. ඔබතුමා අහගෙන ඉන්න. මගේ නම කතා කිව්වා. මට අයිතිය තියෙනවා කතා කරන්න.
නම කාලේ
අද දවසෙත් කියන්නේ ඒ ටිකමයි. අද දවසේ කියන්නේත් ඒ ටිකමයි. ඔබතුමා ඩොලර් වලට ඔය කතා කරන එක නවත්තලා මේ රටේ දියුණුව වෙනුවෙන් තමුගේ සහයෝගය දෙන්න.
කබීර් රශීද් මහත්මයා
සහයෝගය දෙන්න.
රට වටේ ගිහලා බිනිහන් දුන්නා. දෝංකාරයක් එක බිරිහන් දුන්නා.
You went around the country and made a ruckus, but after 1.5 years in power, you have come here and presented the Port City Commission bill. It's a shame. That's called being a hypocrite. That is called false make-believe patriotism.
කියන්න. ඒක තමයි කියන්නේ කුවකකම කියලා. ඒකයි කියන්නේ ව්‍යාජ ඊනියා දේශප්‍රේමය. මොකද
Still in local news, a meeting was held between President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and Chinese Ambassador Ki Zhenhong yesterday.
The meeting had focused on the control of COVID-19 in the country. Accordingly, the Chinese ambassador has told President Gotabaya Rajapaksa that steps will be taken to provide 500,000 doses of the Chinese-made coronavirus vaccine, Sinopharm, free of charge. The batch of vaccines is due to arrive in the country next Tuesday. Meanwhile, 14 million doses of Sinopharm vaccine have been already ordered from China. The presidential media unit stated that 3 million of these doses will be given to Sri Lanka in June this year.
Meanwhile, Minister of Trade Bandula Gunawardena made a statement in Parliament today regarding the 5,000 rupee relief package.
සම්පූර්ණයෙන් උදකලා කරනු ලබන ප්‍රදේශවල සහ ගම්වතුර අවදාරම් වලට මුහුණ දුන් ජනතාවට
Plans are afoot to distribute a relief package worth 5,000 rupees to people living in isolated areas and people who are affected by the floods, instead of giving them money through the divisional secretariats. Accordingly, it will include 10 kilograms of white nadu rice, 5 kilograms of ratu kakulu, 3 kilograms of flour and 350-gram packet of Devini butter noodles, a kilo of noodles, 3 kilograms of potatoes, 3 kilograms of bee onions, 2 kilograms of red dal, a kilo of white sugar, a kilo of brown sugar, 250-gram packet of tea leaves, 2 packets of 90 grams soya meat, 100 grams of pepper, 1 kilo of salt, 200 grams of chili powder, 500 cream cracker biscuits, 230 Mari biscuits, 10 face masks, 10mm tube of ITI disinfectants. If these goods are brought at a certain supermarket chain, it will cost a sum of 6,079 rupees and 5,960 rupees in another supermarket chain. We provide these goods for 5,000 rupees at Sathosa. Responsible officials, including the divisional secretaries, can distribute these goods to the impacted people through the 400 Sathosa outlets. The relevant factions in those areas must take action to ensure that this process takes its due course.
ඒ සකස් කර ගැනීම සඳහා උදව් කරන්නටත් අවශ්‍ය වෙනවා ඒ ප්‍රදේශයේ ඉන්න පාර්ශවයන් විසින්.
Commander of Sri Lanka Army General Shavendra Silva requests the general public to be prepared for the travel restriction which will be imposed from 11 p.m. tomorrow.
Our initial plan was to lift the travel restrictions on the 25th morning and to reimpose it on the night of the same day. This had raised concerns about the public leaving their house at the same time to fulfill their daily requirements. To avoid such a situation, we request the public to buy your daily essentials beforehand and avoid the rush. The travel restrictions will be imposed at 11 p.m. on the 21st and will be lifted on the 25th morning and reimposed at 11 p.m. on the 25th and will last until the 28th. Therefore, we kindly request the public to be prepared for these travel restrictions.
Speaking during a webinar organized by the Organization of Professional Association, Professor Malik Piris, Professor of Virology at the National University of Hong Kong, spoke about the COVID-19 pandemic in Sri Lanka.
Inevitably, the deaths lag the cases by a period, by at least 10 days or 2 weeks. The impact on mortality of this huge increase of cases, we still have not felt. That will be felt in the next couple of weeks. So we do have quite a worrisome situation on our hands. Now, you have seen some of the interventions that have been put into place. For example, limiting travel between provinces. But if you just look at the data, if you just look at the cases during the last seven days, you can see that now cases are present in every province in the country. If you look at the increase compared to the previous week, you can see that in most provinces, there is dramatic increase. So stopping people moving from one province to another is not really going to reduce transmission at this stage. Maybe if it had been introduced back in the middle of April, it might have had an impact, but not now.
The Election Committee of Sri Lanka Cricket declared that Shammi Shiraj Silva was elected uncontested as the President of Sri Lanka Cricket for the 2021 to 2023 period during the Sri Lanka Cricket elections held today.
The Sri Lanka cricket election to appoint office bearers for 2021 to 2023 was held today via Zoom, taking into account the prevailing COVID-19 situation. On Tuesday, the 18th of May, it was reported that K. Madhivanan, Bandula Varnapura and Nishantha Ranathunga decided to withdraw from the Sri Lanka cricket elections. The trio was to contest for the posts of President, Vice President and Secretary of SLC. Current SLC President Shammi Shiraj Silva and the team was the other party that submitted nominations for Sri Lanka cricket elections this year.
That is all the news we have for you this afternoon. Good day.